And good morning. It's just right about 9:30 on Thursday, the 18th of April 2019. Good morning and welcome to this morning's United Kingdom tour, coming to you from the Chapel Hill Marina here in Lincolnshire, boys and girls. You know, when I say the date at the beginning, I don't know why it is, but whenever I get to the month, different months quickly go round in my head before I get to the correct one. Today, it was November. I was about to say November today. I wonder why that is. Isn't that strange and mysterious, boys and girls? Anyone anyone travelling to London today? Oh, the eco-warriors are out to get you. The papers are absolutely full of these idiots this morning. In the Sun, I mean, it's about 5 different stories here. One bloke making comment that climate protesters are privileged clowns making life difficult for Londoners. Did you see them on the news yesterday? They were like in the middle of the road, dancing. Well, they couldn't even dance. It's just these ghastly, awful people going with little bells. Ding, 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 ding. I thought it was a Hare Krishna convention. I honestly did. Ding, 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 ding. It's not about climate change. They're the usual suspects. The usual little left-wing groups that get together and just want to create merry hell for everyone else. There's so many stories about it this morning. Raving mad. There's a video there of some police people who were raving. They were dancing around with the eco-warriors despite hundreds of arrests and commuters' agony. This is just the Sun's take on it. I mean, it's all over the papers this morning. Post off, it says, stroppy eco-warrior stormed off Sky News is poet from £17,500 a year private school. The Sun says, time for cops to clear the middle-class morons, bringing disruption to Britain. Another one here, lefty eco-warriors glue themselves together outside Corbyn's house. I bet he was pleased about that. I don't know why they didn't glue himself to one of those dirty old jackets that he wears. And just awful people. And they're the usual suspects. You know, dyed blue and pink hair, look like they haven't had a shower or a wash in years, beaded hair and like, what's that called? I can't remember what it's called. You know, the hair that goes down, like dreadlocks hair. You know, white people with dreadlocks hair, incidentally. I didn't see any black people there, funnily enough. All white people with dreadlocked hair down here who looks like it hadn't been washed in years. Just awful people bouncing up and down on the middle of the road. It's nothing to do with save the planet, is it? And none of these people have got jobs. What job does anyone watching a show do today, okay, where you can have 4 days off to go on a protest? Load of old crap. If you want to protest, there is a little voting box. There's a little voting box. All vote for the Green Party. You know, put your little cross on there, put the vote in there, and that's it. And if you lose, that's just it. The trouble is, they would lose. You lose, and then it's not just eco-warriors. It's not just eco-warriors. Other people, they lose, whatever the question is, and, oh, well, we've lost, so we need to go and protest and make sure that our voice is heard. We've just had your voice in the little thing. We can't go. It has to go on the majority all the time, doesn't it? That's how it works. Never seen anything like it, have you? Eh? Anyway, so no doubt they'll be up London today, which will be, I presume, because isn't today the busiest day of the year for traffic? Mind you, that might be traffic leaving London. You know, people going on their little Easter holidays, because believe me, that's going to be busy today. We have the marvellous, absolutely marvellous, wonderful weather forecast for the next few days, virtually across the whole of the country. You know, nice hot temperatures, 25 did I see somewhere, which is about 80 Fahrenheit. Something like that. Shame I'm not up here at the caravan. I'm actually coming back down a day earlier this week. This evening, actually. I should probably leave here at about 7 o'clock. I'll probably leave here, which should get me back into Bracknell around about 10:30. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10:30, 11 o'clock. No need for me to rush. I've got nothing to rush home for. So I'm in place for Good Friday Mass tomorrow. In Woking and where I'll be going. Well, yes, as I say, a very good morning to you. Who's with us today? Let's see what you got. Anyone got anything to say about the climate change people? Perhaps you're on their side. You know, I mean, Shania, I think, has got the first message of the day. It looks in there. That's the first message on my screen. Anyway, good morning, Shania. I mean, Shania, are you on the Isle of Wight? Or are you at this moment in the middle of Waterloo Bridge doing that dancing? They can't dance! Have you ever seen such a load of old tramps who can't dance? Dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Good morning, Shania. Is that where you are? I'm not saying you're a tramp, but maybe you've gone to Waterloo Bridge and you're dancing with everyone else. It's their little moment of managing to achieve something, I suppose. None of these people have achieved anything in their entire lives. So they go on the bridge to stop the traffic. Oh, look, we've achieved something. We've stopped the traffic. Yeah, and children trying to get to hospital. That's what else have you stopped as well. Businesses losing... The high street that can barely afford to lose any money. And you've got these idiots prancing around in the middle of the high street. Listen, if we want to all kill ourselves with smog and smoke and bad climate, then so be it. Who are you to stand in our way? Hello to Katie Ann Patterson. Good morning to you. Adrian Richardson is in the house. Morning, Adrian. Diane Jebb. Good morning, Diane. Mike Rees-Ponto is in Portsmouth. Good morning, Mike. Ray Reynolds is in the house. Good morning, Ray. Kareem, a very good morning to my good friend Kareem. I hope you're doing well, Kareem. Nice to see you, sir. Joanne is there. Morning, Joanne. Joanna, I beg your pardon, Joanna, who's waiting for me to sing. She has her earplugs ready for me to sing. Together forever and ever to part. There you are. I sprung that quickly on you then, Joanne. You couldn't get your earplugs in, could you? Together forever we do. I started doing that one at the karaoke. A pop song. I've never done a pop song before. I might try Never Gonna Give You Up next. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. What do you reckon? A pop song or two. I mean, I could be the new Britney Spears. Pardon? I could be not the Ollie Murs. No, I could be the new Britney Spears. We need a new Britney Spears in this world. That's what I reckon. Hello to Peter Lake. Good morning. Sun shining in the back garden yesterday. I started jet washing the patio today, and I'm going to finish it off. The patio. That's jet washing the patio. That's a bit of a job, and it takes a while. Mind you, they're good, those jet washes, aren't they? Have you ever seen them? Have you ever seen a jet wash? Blooming hard. You've got to hold on to them, otherwise they jump out your head. These people have got to hold. They're holding the thing like this, like it's like a long tube, isn't it? With a little spout at the other end, and they took like that, and literally you blast the dirt away. Fantastic. I mean, perhaps Peter, you need to turn up on Waterloo Bridge and wash down some of those eco warriors with that thing, mate. Eh? That'd be a good idea. Mind you, I reckon some of them would lose a lot of weight as well. There's so much dirt has built up on those disgusting faces of theirs that they would lose weight as well as they lose the dirt. Could be a good idea. I don't know about jet washing cars. I always wonder to myself if that's going to damage the paint or not, because it's quite a powerful wash coming out of that, isn't it? Morning, Peter. Hello to Anthony. A very good morning from Florida. Anthony Sarinopoulos, I think is how you say your name. Good morning to Anthony. First time here today. Dave Moses is in the house. Are you wearing lipstick? Your lips are bright red. Are they? Have I got too much colour? Looks all right to me. Hang on, let's look on this computer. Am I a bit too coloured this morning? Oh, perhaps I am. I don't know. Hang on, let me have a look on here. Oh, why can't I close that? Oh, close that now. Maybe I'm looking on the wrong screen. I haven't got my colour up properly on the monitor there. Let's have a look. Oh, I see what you mean. Oh, I quite like it. Shall I pout? Are you liking that, David? Morning, David. Oh, someone's texted in. Is that Maureen? Yes, good morning, Maureen. Joining us this morning. And Simon Keane has texted in. You may notice the owl clock is missing at the moment, because that's we're going to try and take that back to the shop, hopefully at some point, and get it changed because it keeps losing time. But Simon texts in, my 2-year-old owl clock On First Date's TV show last night, a girl from Irish Ireland, a girl from Irish Ireland who works at an owl sanctuary was asked, "What guy are you looking for?" She said, "Just a kind sense of humour." She should have said, "I like my men like my owls, tawny, dark and handsome, and turns heads." Thank you, Simon. Do you think I turn heads? I used to turn heads, not anymore. That was a while ago now. I'll keep the red lips if you don't mind, Dave. Do you want me to pout for you? Like that? Like Victoria Beckham? Oh no, I look too happy to be Victoria Beckham, don't I? If there was like a bloke who did like a drag of Victoria Beckham, it would have to be someone miserable. Have you ever thought about doing it yourself, Dave? Morning. Hello to Bernie Lake and Danny, who are watching us this morning. Morning, Bernie and Danny. Morning, you two. Ian Days is there. Good morning, Ian. Claire. Good morning, Claire. My partner has a 3-week saga with Samson trying to get our fridge repaired under guarantee. He's thinking of gluing himself to Samson's headquarters. Do it. Do it, Claire, and send in the video, please. Where I'll be happy to play that one out. That'd be quite of an amusement, wouldn't it, eh? There was an article on the BBC's Business Live this morning about the latest Samsung. It might have been the telephone or a tablet or something like that, which is breaking before it's even been released. There's something wrong with that as well. Samsung, they had a problem. Was it them with the exploding batteries a couple of years ago? It was, wasn't it? The Samsung Galaxy, from what I remember there. Adrian is going to Waterloo for his fitness class. Yeah, are you going to beat some people up, Adrian? Claire says she had no trouble at all getting home from Waterloo on Monday night. A few more police than normal at the train station. Yeah, and there was a thing yesterday, wasn't there, about some of those eco warriors gluing themselves to the Docklands Light Railway. Now, I don't get that. It's electric. Isn't that the cleanest form of electricity? Depending, of course, on how you've made the electricity. If you've made it with a wind turbine and solar panels and that sort of thing, then it's clean energy, isn't it? If you're making it with coal, of course it's dirty. You have to remember, although they say electricity is clean, it's got to have been made somewhere. And if it's made, I don't know, over in somewhere like in Welsh Wales, and there's a great big dirty old coal-fired power station pumping out noxious fumes into the atmosphere in Wales, just so that you can have clean electricity in London, you're kind of defeating the object a bit, aren't you? But as you know, it is considered cleaner electricity, isn't it? Depending on how it's made, electricity. But those Dockland Light Railways, they are electric. And there were people gluing themselves to that yesterday. I would have just pushed a button, dragged them along behind the train. That'd be more interesting, wouldn't it? Morning, let's have a look. Gary Butler says I look orange. Oh, it's looking all right to me. That's strange. Okay, let me just try something. If I'm looking orange, then if my nephew says there's something wrong, then I kind of take that as. How's that? Has that made any difference? Is that a bit better? I might have had. I'm not sure if I did the. Usually I'll. Is that better or not? Usually I'll do an auto set for the camera before I start the show, and I think I forgot to do it this morning. See if that's any better, Gary. All right. Morning to John True. Good morning, John. And Michael Pohlman is in the house. Very good morning to you, Michael. Well, yesterday after I did the show yesterday, I jumped in the car and went to the swimming pool, the Boston one. But I didn't go straight there. If I'd have gone straight there, I would have been all right. But I started mucking around in the caravan. I thought I hoovered the caravan yesterday. So I've noticed a few little flies in the caravan, so I might give it a good old spray of Raid before I leave. I'm on a Facebook group, Static Caravan Chat. One question that comes up in there, it's like a load of people talking to each other about various problems and what they've done to their caravans inside, and some of them look absolutely beautiful, like modern house. You know, but you've got to be very talented to be able to do that sort of thing yourself, or pay someone to come in and do it. But to actually interior change your caravan, if you can do it yourself, it's a very cheap thing to do. You can make it look absolutely marvellous. Unfortunately, I don't have the talent to be able to do that. I'd have to get someone in to do it. I wouldn't mind having a bathroom done at some point, but I'll get these things done eventually. Everything functions in here, and that's all that worries me, really. But one of the questions that constantly comes up on the caravan chat group is a problem with flies. And people seem to get flies in their caravan, and of course we have lots of vents in caravans to stop condensation and that sort of thing. The last thing you should do is block up the vents. A lot of people do this, and then they have terrible problems with condensation, water literally running down the walls and all that. You mustn't block the vents. But some of them are better than others. And if you haven't got like the grid thing, little flies can get in. And the easiest way to get rid of those, according to various other people, I mean, it's not too much of a problem. I suppose I spotted 3 flies in here yesterday, which isn't exactly, isn't exactly an infestation. What a great word that is. Infestation. I love it, dear. Infestation of small creatures. I haven't got that. But one of the things to do is apparently spray the vents. Spray the little vents where you are, and then if you're leaving the caravan for a period of time, which of course I will be doing, for a few days this afternoon, then spray the inside of the caravan and just go. And then when you come back, they won't come. If you spray the vents, then apparently that lasts quite some time, maybe a week or two. Before you need to spray them again. I'm a bit funny with sprays. I'm not keen on smelling air freshener sprays. And as I kind of think to yourself, well, you're breathing all this stuff in. How do you know it's safe? Well, of course, people would say to you, well, it must be safe. Otherwise, they wouldn't sell it. Well, we've had stuff before that isn't safe that they sold. The best one I can think of is cigarettes. People dying left, right and centre from cigarettes. Even underarm spray, I'm not keen on that either. Oh, Christ, I mean, some of the blokes in the gym sometimes, because changing rooms, generally, I don't do gym, but I do swimming pool. And generally, changing rooms are shared with both swimmers and gym-type people. And some of the blokes in there, they get the spray. Oh, you can't breathe in the bloody place. It's awful. And it gets right down the back of my throat. And you can't say anything to them. It's my right to do that. You get something like that, wouldn't you? If I use it, and I very, very rarely use deodorant, it's like, psst, psst, that's it. That's all you need. You do not need to be spraying yourself all over like that. But like, washing up liquid, you don't use half the bottle of washing up liquid every time you do your washing up, do you? Huh? Anyway, so I'm not a keen... Certainly I wouldn't be spraying insecticide around the caravan if I was in it. Unless it was a massive, great big fat wasp. Because I don't like wasps. I don't like wasps. There was one once and I kept spraying it and it wouldn't die. Bastard thing wouldn't die. It still continued to fly up and down my window. Why do they fly up and down windows? Have you noticed that? They're quite easy. I'm actually quite good with catching flies and wasps in a piece of tissue. I wait. I look outside, they're going up and down the window. You've got to approach slowly so that they don't know you're there. You've got to come up behind them. I mean, a few people have done that with me in the past. You've got to come up behind them and surprise them. So you got your tissue, big bit of tissue ready there. Hang on, let me get a bit of tissue. Let me get a new piece. 1 minute. I'm going to demonstrate this to you. Now, this is how you do it. Incidentally, am I still orange now, or is it better? Has anyone said? No one said now. Am I less orange now? Okay. And you've got it. Now, if it's a fat wasp, do make sure you use a thick piece of tissue or it might be able to sting you through the paper. Very dangerous. You don't want to be stung. And if it's a bee, no need to kill it. It will not attack you. It won't. Simply open the window and try and usher it out like that. Or just leave the window open and it'll find its way out eventually. Do not kill bees. They will not attack you unless you piss it off. by going like that. It don't like that. You can go right up to bees. If you see bees working away on flies, you can go right up to them. I made some pictures, photographs some time ago of close-up of bees running around on flowers, and they're quite happy to watch for you to watch them working away. So there we are. Let's have a look. Mike, I expect there's a lot of moths in there. What, in my wallet? You're absolutely right. That don't open, Mike. Never open those wallets. Thank you very much. Adrian, how could you be murdering those poor flies, especially when you're a vegetarian? Well, I did. That's very cruel. I'm so offended and upset. I might have to come down to Central Station with my can of deodorant. Yeah, you come down with your can of deodorant. It'll be the first time you've worn any, judging from the smell emanating from your body every time I walk past. I thought something had gone wrong with the drains, to be honest, Adrian. I didn't know it was you. Good morning to JP. Morning, JP, in the house today. Claire had an infestation of mice in our caravan. Yes, I've heard this as well. Mice can get in caravan. You mustn't have any holes in there, you see. An infestation of mice in our caravan. They ate the soap in the bathroom and the shower. A little dead one was in the duvet and a bundle of fluff like a nest. Had to get rid of them with poison. Yeah, it's not funny, is it? I had a terrible time with squirrels once, some years ago now, in my loft. Not funny, that. Not funny having squirrels in the lofts. Adrian says my lips are still red. Are they? Is it? Claire, I'll ask Claire, because I don't seem to be getting much sense out of you anymore, Adrian. Claire, are my lips too red? Do I still need to make more adjustments to my colour settings? Oh dear. Mike, nothing like a surprise from behind. Absolutely. Why look round? John's got an electric zapper for flies. Is that the tennis bat thing? They're quite good. I've got one of those at home, actually, the tennis bat thing. Great sense of achievement when you get that fly and you go like... and you electrocute the thing. Evil. So, as I say, I had a bit of a hoover. I went down to the swimming pool yesterday and I mistimed it, unfortunately, because the swimming pool at Boston closes between 12 p.m. and 1 p.m. on certain days for water aerobics, which is really busy. So I got there, but I remembered there's like 2 lanes that people continue to swim. And I've used the gym one, but it's slightly more expensive to go in the gyms. There's like the swimming pool side, which is like the main swimming pool entrance in Boston, at the Jeff Mulder Leisure Complex. Free car park and all that, right? So the main swimming section closes 12 to 1, but you can still go in the gym side and use one of the 2 lanes that are like permanently open, and they're kind of roped off. So I said to the lady, can I get in on the gym side? She says, yes, if you've got a membership card. I said, oh, I have, but I left it at home. Oh, they won't let you in. I said, can they look me up on the system? She said, they won't let you in without a card. I said, okay, what if I sign up again? She said, yeah, but you'll have to pay another £3 for a card. And I'm thinking, shall I pay £3 or shall I wait? And I thought, no, I'll pay the £3. So that's all right. So I went round the other side. Hello, Oh, you need your card. I said, can you look me up on the computer? I said, here's my driving licence. So she's looking me up. I said, well, she said, I can find you on here. But she said, you can't get through the doors without a card because you've got to touch the doors, you see. There's like some sort of electronic thing, and you touch the door and it opens, and then you touch the swimming, and that's like the main bit, and then you touch the swimming pool door and that opens. So she said, you will need another card. She said, that'd be £3, like a replacement card. I said, that's fine. So instead of paying £5, six, I think I paid £8 or something like that. Oh no, that's wrong. It's actually separate. It's a pay as you go. Swimming pool side is £5. Gym and swimming is £7, so it's slightly dearer. And I've had to pay £3.50 for a card. That was it. So I paid £10.50 in the end instead of a £5. But I didn't mind, you know, as long as I got in the pool. So I paid me £10.50, got a new card, and went through. It has to be said, when the swimming pool is open, I could go in that side and pay £5 or come through the gym side and there was £7. And you might be thinking, why would you pay £7 if you can pay for £5? I've got to tell you, the showers on the gym side are much better. much better. I mean, the water gushes out, you know, at force. You've only got to put your hand up there and it takes half your skin off. Fantastic. Really very good. Whereas on the swimming pool side, there's like there's like 5 showers all in sort of one sort of area. And the water, it's not very powerful at all. And you've got to stand under there a long time. And you don't quite feel clean. You know when you put soap on and you want to see it washing off quickly, don't you? And it doesn't. It kind of goes off slowly, and you can be standing under there blooming half an hour. That, plus the fact that they're not very warm that side. And it's probably worth paying an extra £2 to have a powerful... I mean, it's only £2, isn't it? To have a really good shower afterwards. It's much better than my shower in the caravan. The shower in the caravan, the water pressure isn't that good again, so I've got to stand under it for some time. Also, it's not particularly hot. I've got this like hot water, it's not a boiler, like a geyser thing, right? And then when you turn the tap on, it fires up like that. But by the time it gets to the shower, it doesn't seem particularly hot. Now, it's got a scale. It's got like a dial on it, and it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 being the hottest, and 0 being like cold water, okay? The trouble is, the higher you turn it, so if you wanted it really hot at 5, it comes out really slowly, the water, you see. There must be some sort of, that's how it heats up, I suppose. It draws it through slower through the flames to heat it up. Well, and then from there, I think the water goes down underneath the caravan and back up again. Okay? Well, if you're doing that, you're losing heat all the time, aren't you? So perhaps maybe the answer may be to insulate the pipes underneath. I could do that. I suppose I could do that, really, is shuffle under there and put some of that rubber stuff over the hot water pipes. I might have a look in B&Q for something like that. Actually, I might have a look this afternoon. I could have a quick look there this afternoon. But yeah, I mean, it's always so I have that one. That's on about 4. The trouble is, if it's on 4, it's coming out slowly and it doesn't come out my shower very quickly. So I don't know what the answer is to that. So I paid my $10.50 and I went in, and there's only 2 lanes, but one of them's quite wide. It's a very large swimming pool, the one at Boston at the Jeff Mulder Centre. One side is quite wide and the other side is a little bit narrower. In that side, we've got an old boy, obviously professional swimmer, splashing all over the place. And in my side, there's two big lads, both probably in their 60s, I would imagine. They're standing by the little steps talking. All right, boys, room for me? He said, yeah, come in you come. So I got in there. There's a lady in there doing about 1 mile an hour and another lady in there who kept moaning to me about the other bloke splashing. But it was all right, yeah. So I went up and down there and afterwards had a marvellous shower and felt really good after that. Came back here, had a bit of lunch, went to bed. Then I went over to my sister's house. She's ironed all my shirts. That is my sister does all my ironing now. Not for nothing, no. I give her something for it. For about 50 shirts, I bought her a nice bar of Cadbury's Dairy Milk chocolate. I'm just so generous. So generous. I might get her a bag of crisps next week. Oh, no, terrible, dear. So that was at my sister's house. And a nice evening. And then we went for a walk. We went for a nighttime walk, which was quite nice because 8 o'clock. It's still reasonably. It's kind of twilight 8 o'clock now, isn't it? It's not dark. It's twilight. There was almost a full moon out, and we actually walked. Why is there a video playing in front of me there? There's a blooming video playing there. Why is that? Just a minute. Let me get rid of this video. What is this? That's a climate change story I just told you, isn't it? There we are. Yes, we went for a nice evening walk, and we ended up at the cemetery where a friend of mine is now, and we visited the grave there. And what a lovely piece. I mean, my mum and dad are at Putney Vale Cemetery, which is next to a busy road, Putney Vale Road. As always, and there's an Asda next to the cemetery and a housing estate. This cemetery in Woodall Spa is really quiet and peaceful, and the cemetery is kind of surrounded by like a low low hedge. There are some very tall, like fir trees, Cyprii landi. There's some very tall ones around it. But we were there, and it was twilight, and it was lovely and peaceful just walking through this cemetery and looking at some of the gravestones, which had been like there over 100 years and things like that. And the cemetery is, I suppose it's not a massive cemetery, and then after it is just fields. And it was absolutely beautiful, just walking through there. You remember, perhaps when you were a child, you wouldn't dream of walking through a cemetery at night, would you? I mean, you'd be absolutely terrified of ghosts and things like that. I do believe in ghosts and spirits, actually. I do. But my opinion is, why would they want to hurt me? What have I done? Unless it's someone bad in the past who I was horrible to, perhaps that had died or passed on, whatever you want to call it. But I don't think ghosts and spirits are there to give you a hard time. I really don't. And I walked through this cemetery, and we found my friend's grave, and we stood there and did a couple of prayers, the sort of thing. And my brother-in-law had a little chat. And I then continued to walk through, and I left my sister and Martin, my brother-in-law, there, and I walked over to the edge, and I just looked out at all these fields in front of me, and I said, wow, just imagine having a house here on the edge, just outside perhaps the cemetery, looking out onto those fields. Just beautiful. An even better view than I've got here outside the caravan. So beautiful. It really was. And we stayed about 15 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, I suppose, and we slowly strolled back out of the cemetery. There are some houses on one side of it. I wouldn't have any problem at all living next to a cemetery. Would it bother you? Are you one of those people? I don't want to live next to a cemetery like that. It just wouldn't bother me at all, to be honest. Anything like that. So peaceful, and you had the smell of the fields coming over as well at sort of that time at night, because it wasn't particularly cold. I mean, I had a jumper on, but you couldn't have said it was cold last night. Such a lovely experience, and I would recommend that to you. Go with a friend or two and go for a nighttime walk in a cemetery. Presumably where you are, it opens. The one at Putney Vale, where my mother and father are, they have opening times. Big gates, so you can only go home. This one, it's just like it's like I don't know what you would say. You simply walk in. There's no gate. There's a little wooden gate which is kind of open. There's no gate. You can just walk in 2 o'clock in the morning if you want to. Just have a little walk around. And it was lovely. It was a lovely, lovely walk. Went back to my sister's house. We had a bit of cake, but shouldn't have had the cake, because literally immediately I finished that bit of cake, I had acid start. Acid reflux start. I thought, oh no, I wish I'd never had that cake. And that was it. That was our walk around the cemetery. Right, let's have a little look here. Jason Carter. Good morning, Jason. Morning to Jason Carter. Will it be cheaper to get membership at your gym? The one I'm going to, or the one in Bracknell? The one in Bracknell, you see, I already play a gym swimming pool membership in Bracknell, and I don't use the gym ever. It's just membership of the swimming pool, and for that it's £46, and I can go at any time. £46 a month. I don't really want another membership up this end as well, because then it starts getting expensive. Although not as expensive as some. I know some people pay gym memberships 80, 90, over £100 a month. There's one called the Royal Berkshire Rackets Club, which I think is part of the Virgin Group. I used to be a member of that until it got to like 70 quid a month. And I thought, no, that's just silly money, that is. 70 quid a month. If I was to join the one up here, the swimming pool, I think it comes out to £27 a month. And actually, if I'm going 3-4 times a week, which I tend to go every day when I'm up here, then it would be worth saving the money. even though I would have 2 gym memberships, then one down there, 46, 56, 60. So then you're talking about 70 quid a month then. But I'm probably actually spending more than that by paying £5 every time. So what's that? If I'm going 4 times a month, that's that's 20, 40, that's £80. 80 quid instead of 29. See what I mean? So it might be better for me to do that, Adrian. Good point there. Dave Moses. So, he's getting all mathematical now, aren't you, Dave? So it's £5.50 for the swimming pool, £3.55 for 6 cards, £2 for a shower, £2.89 for a pair of goggles, £2.45 for a quick chat with a receptionist, and £1.27 per armband. Dave, have you been here as well then? How do you know all that? Dave Moses. Dave, did you know that James Dean at Tameside, that's all gone a bit different? James has gone from Tameside now, yeah. Yeah, I think they had a takeover. They had a takeover and they kind of... James was telling... No, can't tell you because no one said anything yet. Maybe a private message. Get in contact with James and he'll probably tell you all about it, Dave. He did ask me to say nothing. But yeah, James has gone from Tameside Radio now. If you want to send him a message, I'm sure he'll tell you all about it, our good friend James Dean. Which is just, I would imagine he's pretty peeved about that. I think from what I watched over the time that he was there, he really put his heart and soul into that job, and that's just gut wrenching. It's happened to me before. Happened to me before when you put your heart and soul in a job, and then someone decides that they want to do something else. And it's just absolutely soul destroying to have something like that. But you might want to send him a message there, Dave, okay? Paul and Lou are in it. Have I said hello to you, Paul and Lou? It's nice of you to get here a little bit earlier today. Christ, Paul and Lou turned up yesterday like 2 minutes before the end of the show, didn't you? Blimey. Adrian, you should try walking around Brompton Cemetery. Very peaceful there and a lot of history hanging around. Yeah, like you. You are part of that history hanging around there, Adrian. Katie Ann Patterson, you would have plenty of spirits to talk to. You certainly would. Down there, you certainly would. Mike Rees-Ponto, I get acid reflux. Not nice. Yes, for me, it seems to be some flour products. Bread. I try to avoid bread as much as possible, and cakes do it. Cakes do it. I can probably get away with a little bit of bread now and again, even as much as a whole sandwich with 2 slices, but then I could do that once, okay, but then I can't have bread for the next day, otherwise it starts. It's terrible. It's really awful. It's really awful. Peter, does your caravan need jet washing? No, it's quite clean, my caravan. I don't think I'd use a jet wash on it anyway, Peter, to be honest. I'd be worried that the water could get in somehow. No, I'd probably... I will wash the caravan this year, actually, but I'll use a broom, broom and a bucket of soapy water, and maybe a hose, but not not something like that. That'd take your skin off. Take yourself down to the Eco Warriors, Peter, and give them a good old clean. Morning to Roy Brownlow, joining us a little bit late today. Morning, Roy. Now, got some stories for you this morning. Ladies, how many ladies? Claire, I've never noticed you I'm not a person that looks at nails, really, or hair or anything like that, but I don't know if you have yours done. I know a lot of people do. The delightful Lady Phoenix, Jade, who often comes along to the karaoke, she's got long nails and all that business. I'm not a person for nails. Oh, no, I don't like it. Oh, I don't. You know when people click their nails? I hate that. I hate that. Well, how much do you spend on nails? Some girls spend an awful fortune. Even some of the gay boys as well, they spend money on nails. In the Daily Mirror this morning, I'm going to save you some money here, ladies. Nothing can make you feel more polished than a sweet manicure. But as habits go, nothing can be more financially draining. Well, apart from maybe smoking. So presumably it's quite expensive to have your... I don't know how much it costs to have your nails done. Ladies, if you have your nails done, any of the ladies watching today, how much do you spend in one session having your nails done? You know, when you go into those shops, they always seem to be Asian, don't they? Have you noticed that? Why is it when you go into these nail bars, they're all Asian? all look like they've come from China or somewhere like that, don't they? And you sit, and they've got the mask on. Some of them got glasses on as well, and they're painting your nails, and then you put them under this dryer thing, and there's all that business goes on. How much does that cost, ladies? Because I don't know. I've walked past a shop before. I never really looked at price list or anything like that. Well, Step in Poundland, it says in the Daily Mirror, who offer an affordable alternative to constant shellacs and gelishes. I don't know what shellacs and gelishes. I don't know what that is. One woman posted a photo of her stick-on glittery nails in the Poundland Appreciation Society, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Stick-on nails sometimes get a bad rap, but not these beauties. And she's got pictures of her nails. I mean, it's not my cup of tea. I think they look awful. I think they look... Are they plastic, these nails? Oh, come on, lady. There must be one of the ladies watching the show today who have their nails done. Please, let me know. I need to know this. Many women couldn't believe they were stick-on nails. One commented, are they false? They look realistic, beautiful. Another fan agreed they look beautiful. As well as being seriously pocket-friendly, the nails can last a long time. In response to the post, another shopper wrote, I have used these pound shop nails in the past, and they stayed on for 3 weeks. Probably much longer, but I fancy the change. How much do you spend, Katie? How much do you spend on your nails when you get them done, or do you do them yourself? Oh, you do your own ones. Okay, Katie does her own nails. This lady revealed that all she needed for her nails to last this long was some extra glue from Savers, although the Poundland version will come with glue as well. Buff now first, glue own nail, then glue false nail. That's how I do mine, she added. For those worried about fake nails affecting their real nails, the lady who made the original post has some words of reassurance. I have gels that cost £20 and ruined my nails. So these, and they come off great, and my nails are always fine. So there we are, ladies. I don't know how much you're spending getting your nails done. Nails done. You can go and get a set for £1 in Poundland. They look just as good, apparently. Good morning to Heidi. Hello, Heidi. Who says, I get my nails done for £10 in Elephant and Castle and last 4 weeks. That don't sound too bad, Heidi. £2.50 a week then, isn't it? £10 to do your nails. I'm not a fan of long nails. Oh, no, dear. And that clicking that goes on. Some people play guitar with a nail, don't they, like that. Joanna, she does her own nails as well. That's right, she does her own nails. Look at that. Well. Nails, dear. Not for me, I'm afraid. What else have we got here? Watch out for Yorkshire. Anyone go fishing? Yorkshire? Or maybe swimming? Well, what have they found there? Again in the Daily Mirror this morning, stunned fishermen have found 2 deadly piranhas. Two deadly piranhas in a Yorkshire lake where a number of ducks have vanished. Quack, quack, quack. The carnivorous fish with rows of sharp teeth. Which reminds me, I've got a dentist appointment in a couple of weeks' time. Rows of sharp teeth, which normally stalk the waters of the Amazon, were both discovered in the water in Doncaster. Locals at the beauty spot say they have noticed a reduced number of ducks and fish at the lake and think the flesh-eating fish could be responsible. Residents found the carnivorous creatures in Martin Wells Lake in Edlington, South Yorkshire, and have taken photos and videos. Tony Hooper from Doncaster saw the fish when out walking with the family on Sunday. How did they get there? Someone's dumped those in there. Don't they require warm water, piranhas? Not like a bath, but warmer than we usually have here. She said, when we realised what it was, it sent shivers down my spine. This is a popular spot among families, dog walkers and fishermen. It's always busy. You could drop a baby in there, be gone in seconds. With the piranhas. This bloke says, you wouldn't catch me going in the water. We came here to feed the ducks, and on Sunday we noticed there was only 1 duck and 2 ducklings. I'm concerned where the wildlife is. I've spoken to others who said they noticed there aren't as many ducks. Oh dear. Her partner often fishes at the site and has noticed fish hauls have reduced. The former clay pit is now home to a lake, which is usually well stocked with carp, tench, bream, perch, roach, pike and chub, along with the usual pond life of newts, frogs and toads. For pond life, you could also include ecological climate protesters, couldn't you? They're pond life as well. Ducks, coots and water hens all live on the pond, which is visited each year by swans to raise their young. Even a group of geese has taken up residence there. But they've noticed a lot of these animals are reduced in numbers or simply not there. My partner is a fisherman and he was looking around the edge of the lake when he suddenly spotted this fish floating near one of the fishing platforms. He managed to get it out of the water, and although he's a keen angler, he wasn't sure what type of fish it was. But then we started looking at it more closely and saw the teeth. We realised it was a piranha! Piranhas! We went home and Googled it and it's clear. It was quite a shock. You couldn't believe that we'd found a piranha fish. It's not the sort of thing you find in Doncaster. We presume it was a pet that someone no longer wanted. They'd gone and dumped it in the lake. More at home in the scorching climes of South America, these deadly flesh eaters are certainly a fish out of water. And there's a picture of this fish. It does look very big, I have to say. Helen Thompson, writing in the Smithsonian magazine, said piranhas attract a certain type of pet lover. Or it's like those people who've got snakes and tarantulas. Why would you ever want to keep a deadly snake or tarantula in your house in some sort of cabinet? Number one, what if it gets out? Number two, it's cruel to keep it in there. You can't win, dear. You can't win. In this manner, piranhas have shown up in waterways around the globe because when the fish gets too large for its aquarium, the pet lover decides it's much better off in the wild, and they simply dump it. You've seen this with all sorts of animals, haven't you? Cats, snakes, people simply dump them with no thought of what might happen to the animal or indeed anyone who comes in contact with it. Obviously, it's never a good idea to release them into the wild, as the species could become invasive. Known for their sharp teeth and powerful jaws, piranhas are known to have killed humans, although attacks on people are rare. Attacks normally take place where the fish are stressed, such as when water levels are lower during the dry season and the food is scarce. Splashing can attract piranhas. Children are more often attacked. So there we are. They found a piranha there. It does only say, I must say on the news story, that they've only found one. Whether it was they just dumped one in there. But you see, dump a couple in and then they start breeding. They could be taking over the world, dear. I'd go down to that swimming pool later. We might find one or two piranhas in there. Very, very dangerous indeed. Very dangerous. Katie says, my sister has her nails done. She pays $50. Wow, that's a lot of money, isn't it? Dave Moses says it's a duckling disaster. Oh, those poor little ducks. Did you have a rubber duck, Dave? Little rubber duck when you was a little boy? My mate's other half, he works in a hotel, the Runnymede Hotel, which is like, it's really posh hotel, lovely hotel it is. And they sell in their ducks. It's kind of like their symbol. And they've got rows and rows of little ducks which you can buy. And I have to say, at very high price. And then you go on Amazon and you find them for like £5. So exactly, loads and loads of ducks, all different ducks, sitting on shelves. It doesn't half look good, I've got to say. Adrian, why don't you have a swim up in Yorkshire in a pond with piranhas? It'd be interesting to find out which one survives yourself. Or the piranha. Do I scientific research on it for us? What? Do I scientific... Yeah, are you going to... Oh, you want to research it, do you, scientifically? Oh, they'd have a lot to eat if they tried to eat me, wouldn't they? Those ducks. Sorry, those piranhas. They'd have spent weeks munching away to get rid of me here. Let's do one more story for today and then we'll do today's birthdays, gang. And you may remember, was it a woman had a relationship with a duvet? She wanted to marry her duvet. Well, there's another idiot here. Man 29 in relationship with robot reveals they plan on getting married. Again, it's another story. I gotta say, I find the Daily Mirror the best place for unusual stories. Now, I'm not a Daily Mirror reader. I'm afraid to tell you I'm a big fan of the Daily Mail. I love the Daily Mail. But nevertheless, the stories that I do for this particular show, I find come mainly from the Daily Mirror. They're the best ones. A man in love with his robot has revealed they are planning to get married. Now, when I say robot, don't think I mean one of those X robots. Not a full-size X robot. Not one of those. We're talking here a small little thing like that. Okay? A man in love with his robot has revealed they have plans on getting married. Jerry Morris fell head over heels with Robo Troll, you can look those up, almost 2 years ago after being drawn to his satisfied smile and popping pink hair. You know those little trolls you buy with the pink hair? It's one of those, but it's a robot. He's only 29 years old. His previous lovers include a lamp, a transformer truck, and even a Halloween figure. But the relationships didn't last as Joey's attention wandered. He began dating Robotroll in December 2017. I mean, that's 2 years. That's longer than I ever spent with anyone. 2 years! He felt nostalgic and rekindled his love for the Battle Trolls collection online. Smitten Joey, who's in the US, Maryland, was aged 10 when he realised he was objectum, meaning attracted to objects. And, you know, to be fair, he's not a bad-looking lad, I have to say. There's a picture of him kissing Robotroll in front of me here. Now the performer is looking forward to the future with his beau, including a trip to Florida, potentially a wedding one day. Joey said, I realised I was drawn to objects when I was 10 years old, it says in the Daily Mirror, as I wanted to become friends with a lamp at school and would about my day to it. But the teacher found out about our relationship and took the lamp away, and I was distraught. Over the next few years, I fell in love with an animatronic called Donna the Dead, and also with the Transformer Optimus Prime when he was in truck form. However, my love for these objects never lasted as long as my love for Robotroll, who is my current primary love. I ordered him on eBay for just $20, £15, and received him in December 2017. And that's when our relationship truly began. Now I'm looking forward to my future with Robotroll. I'm going to take him with me on holiday to Orlando, Florida, and a wedding could one day be on the cards. Joey found Robotroll while doing research in the line Battle Trolls to satisfy his interests in 90s nostalgia. So there we are, a man who's hoping one day to marry his robot. You see, there is still hope for me, isn't there? That maybe, perhaps one day, I will be able to get married to something or someone. What would I marry? I think it might be a microphone. I'll go and buy one of those £1,500. I bet you haven't got one of those in your studio, Dave Moses. A £1,500 microphone. I bet you got the ones in there. They're about 70 quid, aren't they? Are they USB mics at your radio station? I'll go and buy one of those proper microphones that they got in BBC Broadcasting House. £2,500 for a microphone. That's what I want to marry, one of those. They never have a row. I hate rowing with people, don't you? I tend to walk away when people row. I can't be bearing rowing. Alan, good morning, Alan. How was your sleeping been while you're away from home? Really good up here. I've been sleeping really well. Thank you very much for asking, Alan. Okay, very kind of you to ask, sir. Alrighty, let's do today's birthdays, boys and girls. Happy birthday today. It's our little friend Shamus. Shamus Jamie Brennan, who's 31 years old and now thinks he's old now. Shamus, you've changed your hair again, dear. I'm looking at your Facebook profile picture. What are you doing to your hair? It's some sort of perm hanging forward over your face. It doesn't suit the older man, dear. Could you just put it back to how it was? Shamus, he's a good-looking boy, right? 31 now. The other week, he had that stupid thing where they pull back their hair and they have a bit sticking up at the top with an elastic band round it. I mean, you look like one of the eco-warriors. I'm sorry, dear, you did. Are you voting Labour now, dear? Have you become a Corbynist? Because you're starting to look like one, dear. Can we go back to the general Essex boy haircut? Now, I'm sorry, I've got really itchy eyes this morning. I've got ever such itchy eyes this morning. Now, he's got this, like, perm and it's hanging down in front of his eyes. You look like Dougal. Do you know Dougal, dear, from the Magic Roundabout? Look it up. Dougal from the Magic Roundabout. That one. Look up Dougal from the Magic Roundabout. That's how you're looking. Stop mucking around with your hair, dear. Put it back as it was. No elastic band either. Happy birthday, Jamie, 31 today. Robin Dearden, a.k.a. Lizzy Drip, very, very good friend of mine, 61 years old today. I think he's in Torremolinos or somewhere like that. He moved from the UK and moved over there to do his business. And he also does a bit of, I think, psychology or psychiatrist type. Is that the same thing, psychology and psychiatrist? I think he does something like that as well. So happy birthday to you, Robin, my very good friend. Hope you're well. Rob Victory Hudson from Radio Victory today is 57 years old today. All right. Dave Moses. Oh, he's got £2.99 USB microphones. Is that right? Dave likes the beard. Thank you very much. Dave's asking about Ronnie. I haven't spoken to him for a few days actually, but he has quite a lot of things going wrong with him: back, lungs, wrist, arm. He does have a bit of a problem with his health. Dave, thanks for asking. Okay, and do treat yourself to something a little bit better than one of those $2.99 USB microphones. Have you seen the really expensive ones, Dave? Oh yes, thing like that here. Now, what make was that now? I can't. If you throw a make at me, I'll remember which one it was. Audio Tech. Oh, I can't remember what one it was now. I saw this microphone. It was about £1,500. This microphone. The ones I've got at home are Bay. Do you remember the ones I bought from CMP Radio? Bayringer B2 Pro. It's one of those. I've got two of those. I've had them all that time. Perfectly all right. They never go wrong. Blooming brilliant. And they were, I think they were about £120, that one. The one I'm on today, I usually have a little tie thing on here, but I've left it at home, and I've literally got a Shure SM58 propped up on top of the computer pointing at me. It's not bad, is it? Not bad. Joanna, oh no, the birthdays, earplugs ready. I haven't done them yet. Give us a chance to get the names out first, Joanna. Blimey. So Rob Victory Hudson, 57 years old. Audio Techna, that's it. It was Audio Techna. Definitely Audio Techna. Get yourself. What ones do you actually have there? Have you got those there? Or as community radio stations, you haven't got so much money to throw around at stuff. Not like at Broadcasting House, dear. They had a big when Television Centre moved, they were selling off a load of their stuff. It's a shame you missed out on that. You know, everything. Microphones, television screens, all sorts of stuff. They had a big auction selling stuff off. They were dirt cheap as well. I know people who bought stuff. Lesley McNee. Good morning, Lesley. Happy birthday to you this morning. Charlie Rowley. Good morning, Charlie. Morning, Charlie. I haven't seen you for some time. Happy birthday to you. Cheryl Taylor's birthday today on this Thursday, the 18th of April 2019. Hello to Darren Hamlin. 40 years old today. Good morning, Darren. Jesper Hajorth Norgard. Good morning to you, Jesper. Liam Connolly today is 36 years old. And Paride Arkefava is today 47 years old. So, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Let's have a look. Dave has got 280. Oh, I don't know what they are. I'll have a look at those. I'm interested now. Hang on. Let me just copy that for when I go off. There we are. Copy that. Dave, I don't know. I know you'll be interested in this, but at the moment I'm in my caravan today. I've got a spare room which I've converted into like a little, like a little mini studio with a couple of lights in front of me and stuff like that. This show is coming to you over the 4G. I'm tethering from. I'm just saying this because I think you'd be interested. I'm tethering from 2 computers. There's a laptop and an old computer running. I think it's got XP on it, but that's the one I read the news stories and things from. That's on the left. They're connected wirelessly. They're tethering to the mobile phone, right, on the 3 network, and then out on 4G, which I think when I looked at it a moment ago, it had 2 bars on it. And that's how the show has come to you this morning. It's not bad, is it? Not bad. Very, very clever what we can do these days. I've said before, I just wish as a child I had all this stuff that I can do today, because I think I could have done some really good things. You know, when you're a child, you're more experimenting. You know, you'd push the boundaries a bit further, perhaps, to see what you can get away with. But yeah, I just wish I had this stuff that when I was a child. And I did have a little pirate radio station, didn't I? Years ago. That was in the 80s. That was the transmitter made in some sort of little box that someone made me and all that. Got done for that. And I think it was about 1981, something like that. Pirate radio station. Cool, dear me. All right, that's it for the show today. Thanks ever so much for joining us, boys and girls. I'll be going back down south a little bit later, so tomorrow's show will come to you from Bracknell in Berkshire. Lovely sunny day it looks like it's going to be now, and the weather is just going to get better and better now, right the way through to Easter Sunday. No eating eggs yet. I had to have a go at my niece yesterday. Yes, I had to have a go at my niece yesterday. Her daughter Emily has won a colouring competition. You know, she's either 4 or 5 years old. My great niece Emily, one of my great nieces Emily, and she done coloured in, you know, little things, and she won a prize which was an egg, and they've eaten it. But it's not Easter, dear. I said it's not Easter, and my niece said, yeah, but it didn't say Easter egg on the box. Well, what are you doing? Buying boxes of eggs without the word Easter on, dear. God's sake, man, it must have the word Easter on, woman rather. Must have the word Easter on. And you mustn't have eggs before Easter Sunday. Like Christmas presents. People give people Christmas presents before Christmas Day. What's all that about? Dave is impressed. Great quality, not a single drop of buffer issue. Shame about the content of the show, though. Pardon? How rude are you? Oh, I hope you get closed down. I'm going to complain about your radio station now. I'm going to find something to complain about. I shall be listening intently to your radio station. This bloke runs a radio station. Look how he's talking to me. Shame about the content of the show. There'd be nothing as interesting as me today. The only thing on the news channels all day will be those ghastly trampish type eco-protesters running up and down roads, creating hassle with someone instead of going home and having a blooming good wash and a shower. Dirty people. Thanks for joining us, gang. Have a lovely Thursday, and I'll see you again on the next show very soon. Bye-bye now.